Three, two, one. Hello, everyone. Coming up here on Connect Now. What a show we have for you on Connect Now. Coming up is Kylie Jenner and Travis Scott about to have another baby on the way. Well, that's the reports that's coming out that Kylie Jenner is coming with to become a mom once again. Also, too, Lizzo with the rumors and stuff with her song with Cardi B. Lizzo now saying that she doesn't use deodorant. Oh my God, here we go with that. And also, am I'm right about what's going on with Britney Spears? Britney Spears may not be mentally stable enough to be out of her conservatorship, but Britney Spears and the rest, some of the Free Britney movement think that Britney Spears, some might be off with her, and some just don't want her daddy involved at all. And two, R. Kelly, R. Kelly having that trial once again, and we know there's a lot going on in the R. Kelly trial. Him with drugging women and young men, and R. Kelly tied with Leah. We know that report that R. Kelly and Leah secretly got married way back when, but it's more to the story than you never knew before. And could Mike Richards, who's the new host of Jeopardy, we found out that he stepped it down, and Mike Richards said some rude things about women, short people, Jews, minorities, you name it. And this could be the open for LeVar Burton to finally get redemption to be hosting Jeopardy. We'll get to the latest on that. And two, with Nicki Minaj and her husband trying to remove his name out being a sex offender. Man, a whole bunch of stories coming up here on now. Let's get to after this. You know what time it is and you know what day it is. It's Saturday, and you know what that means. It's a new episode of Connect Now. I'm your host as always, Kendra Dix, alongside my co-host Brittany Shea. Brittany Shea, how you doing tonight?
I'm good, good.
All right, like I said, Connect Now. What's trending? The show where we talk about what's going on. First things first. Join in the conversation using the hashtag Connect Now here on Connect TV, and don't forget to subscribe. Subscribing is caring. Tell a friend, call a friend, hit that subscribe button so you won't miss a thing here. Brittany Shay, we got a lot to get into. Let's get to a lot of business ahead going on. Let's get to what's going on with Britney Spears. A lot of folks saying Britney Spears may might need to be, having some care under her wing because she's been revealing pictures of herself naked and saying like wacky stuff. And a lot of people saying Britney Spears may need to be under conservatorship because she's not thinking straight. What's your take on Britney Spears?
Well, I can't really say because I think she probably be given a chance to see how she do on her own after 13 years. But I can kind of see, when the things she doing online is kind of putting a damper and hindrance on her because people look like, okay, maybe she needs that conservatorship, like you said. But I still think she should get a chance to live her own life too.
Uh I've been telling you from the beginning that some ain't right by Britney Spears. It's more to the story because Britney Spears, I mean, if she wanted to get out of her conservatorship, maybe her folks see something that we don't see, and we just everybody with this free Britney movement jumping to conclusion, thinking that she need to be free, and then once she becomes free, see, I don't want Britney Spears to end up like how her fellow musicians had ended up, like Whitney Houston, Michael Jackson, all of them. Like
Mhm.
they had a good run, and then when the run wasn't so good, then they went to doing crazy things, and it ends up to their demise. So I don't want Britney Spears to end up like that.
Oh, okay. Well, it don't help either that they saying that she allegedly attacking an employee. You heard about that?
Oh, I ain't heard about that. Well, attack employee.
Mhm.
What she did, tried to go at
No,
it. She
no, they
looked
said.
like on this picture right here, she looked like she be erratic, just like she tried to be innocent, and then she just go crazy.
But you got to understand, she has mental health issues and problems. So
Yeah,
we got to give her that. You know, she got to get her mental health in check.
yeah, that's true. But I don't know, Britney Spears. I mean, it's been a lot going on, and even too with her boyfriend. He's been coming in the picture, and then I think a presser said something like, "Don't trust him because he looks like he's up to use her," and then
Mhm.
it'd be more like you can tell his look and his appeal, he can get with any woman he can get with, but he just fools around Britney Spears because she's just a household name, and then he gonna use her up and suck her dry.
Mhm.
That's what I think.
Mhm.
So it's kind of crazy, but we hope and pray Britney Spears get the help she needs, and maybe she can stop, showing her skin too much just
Mhm.
for attention. All right. Meanwhile, we move on to another story. You heard the story about Mike Richards, who is the new host of Jeopardy. Now there's reports that Mike Richards has stepped down due to criticism of him trying to make past mistakes on a podcast about women, about minorities, about Jews, about short people, about any name in the book person. I think he was doomed from the start because he was the executive producer, and a lot of people feel like he's receiving backlash because he decided to take the position rather than just giving it to people saying LeVar Burton and stuff. Which I mean, what's the LeVar Burton appeal? Because I mean, he was okay, but I'm just saying, what? Why do people want LeVar Burton to host Jeopardy so bad?
I think that people used to him for being on the Reading Rainbow, how intelligent and educated he is.
Mm,
So that's why I think people wanted him on that. I guess that's people grew up on Reading Rainbow. I'm one
mm-hmm.
of them. So I didn't mind if he did get the job because I feel like he'd have been a good fit. But I don't know.
Well, I mean, he's LeVar Burton, okay, like he's been the host of Reading Rainbow and Star Trek, and then he had his breakout role in Roots. But Mike Richards had a experience as well. He used to host a game show, a failed game show, and he was the executive producer. Do you think that kind of hurt him? Him being executive producer and trying to host Jeopardy?
No, because what hurt him was these allegations that came out about him. That's what hurt him.
Okay,
I didn't know nothing
fair
about
enough.
the man.
He did some little game show way back in the early 2000s, and I mean, he wasn't popular enough, and then I guess he started smelling himself, saying, "Oh, I can do that." And he knew. He knew. I think even Alex Trebek knew because Alex Trebek should have just named his successor. Because if you know you dying, you need to go ahead and get everything rolling rather than them just be in a in a glimp. Like, oh man, we got to fill your role because if you would have just told us once he announced he was had cancer and he was with the cancer he had, he should have been naming his successor. He should have just been picking it rather than just doing it, thinking he could do it all. Nobody's inventable and stuff. So he knew better. Alphabet knew better
What you
than that.
say? Inventable.
Everable. I
It's
mean,
inevitable.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
I'm just
Sort of
making sure.
like
Shit, I say words wrong too.
yeah, everybody make mistakes.
Inevitable. Yeah.
Inevitable, yeah.
Mhm.
But I'm saying Trebek should have knew he had cancer and he was dying. And he had a good opportunistic time to name himself. He never did want to name a successor. He wanted to continue on doing it.
Mm.
But it's like Hey, it is what it is. But Mike Richards no longer gonna be the host of Jeopardy after he was in Jeopardy after what he had past comments he had said.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of past stuff, we know that Kylie Jenner now may be reportedly be on the verge of having a second child, and Stormy might become a big sister. What's your thoughts on Kylie Jenner and Travis Scott having a kid together once again?
That's my baby mama. Yeah, I just think like I don't see no long term relationship with them. I just think that she just wanted her kids to be having the same father. She didn't want to be, that sick. She already a single mother. She didn't want to add multiple fathers to it neither. Because like I said, the Kardashians they glorify baby mamas, but that's neither here nor there. So I just think she wanted another baby. She just want to have the same daddy. Well, her kids had the same daddy. She had a cute kid
Okay.
though.
Yeah, she do got a cute kid. That little girl sassy.
Hmm.
Be on that YouTube channel and be sassy enough, but hey, it is what it is. But you showed me something about he did a concert for what he did.
That was Fortnite. He did that last year.
Oh, okay, it was
Hmm.
weird, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Hmm.
So Kylie Jenner, baby two on the way. What you think she'll have, a girl or a boy?
Probably a boy. I don't know. We gotta see if she's showing or not. She hit the first pregnancy.
Okay. Well, speaking of that, singer Lizzo has been in the news. We know that Lizzo has been in the news as late with her song and single "Rumors" featuring Carly B, which has been popping the charts as of late. It's kind of like a jingle in a way. But
Hmm.
Lizzo now receiving another backlash after we know she's last week she had something about her weight. Someone called her a mammy. What's your thoughts
Hmm.
on that?
I don't necessarily think Lizzo is a mammy.
Yeah.
Lizzo is in this space. What's going on now is body positivity. So, an inclusion of all different shapes, size of bodies.
Hmm.
So, I mean, if she wants to flaunt her body, her assets, literally, then that's her prerogative. Like, I don't care what nobody else do, as long as you ain't hurt nobody.
Okay. And also too, Lizzo kind of revealed that she doesn't use deodorant. I mean, for real,
Now,
big as full figure she is, she don't use deodorant like scent.
I want to do she smell. If she don't smell, then I don't think. I don't know, but I heard that some people from some countries they don't use deodorant, but they probably
Mm,
use
mm.
like lime,
They use one,
lime.
the fruit line.
Hmm.
Uh-uh. How the
I,
fuck
I
you gonna
I
use?
don't know.
That's crazy.
They may if that person don't smell, then I don't. I mean, to me, I'm gonna wear deodorant, but if that person don't smell, then that's their prerogative.
Now this
As
coming
long
out
as
the
she take
heels
a
of
bath, shit.
yeah, this coming out the heels of Ashton Kutcher and Christian Bale and all of them saying,
Christian
and
Bale,
Coco. Yeah,
Batman.
Chris. No, no, the other one, the girl from Frozen.
Oh, Christian Bale. Okay.
Yeah, no, not Christian Bale. Hell no. I don't. You never know with him.
Mhm.
You never know. Since everything coming out, these folks don't want to take no baths or nothing.
Mm-mm.
Saying they take baths when they feel like they dirty. I mean, you gotta take a bath every day
Mm-hmm.
because dirt
A shower or something.
feel particles feel through you.
Yeah, your body got germs on it, all this shit.
Yeah, that's crazy. And Lizzo
Yeah,
saying she doesn't take deodorant and said Matthew McConaughey doesn't either.
yeah, I heard about that about him.
I mean, they need to do like this black woman right here. Go on, take the deodorant and use it.
Don't be
If you
afraid.
don't, yeah, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to do that. Also, too, speaking, there's been rumors and reports that Destiny's Child reunion is in the works, but Matthew Knowles, who was Destiny's Child former manager, dismissed it and said that Destiny's Child ain't returning, so ain't gonna be no Beyonce coming back, taking over the stage again. What's your thoughts on that?
I think down the line, one day, I think they'll get together and do it again.
Okay.
But I want it to be like, you know how you had different former members of the group
Mm-hmm.
come back and sing. I want it like that. I want like the Toya to come back and Tavia, to come back with them too, because they was the original Destiny Child.
Yeah. Okay. Well, speaking of that, did you hear about this woman right here? She tried to scam and try to get money from a GoFundMe account, claiming that was
Hmm.
her kids, but it wasn't her kids. Tasha Kelly.
Well, if
She
she's,
tried.
huh?
No, I said she tried to go on CNN, and she had this congresswoman right here on your right saying the congresswoman on the right thought she was trying to, thought she was in need because of COVID, and she was trying to get. They said her she was gonna get put out eviction,
Hmm.
and she used GoFundMe to make a lie to say she had her kids and she was struggling and she was about to be kicked out. But
Hmm.
in actuality, that made her kids, but she was going to get kicked out, but she wanted to still use the GoFundMe. And a lot of people in GoFundMe still outraged about it.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I mean, it seemed like desperate time calls for desperate measures.
Yeah, but if I look at it like this: be open and honest about it, like, hey,
Hmm.
help me. I need help.
Yeah, people would be more inclined to help you if you just say, "Hey, like you say, I need help," instead of lying, cheating, and scheming.
Yeah, they're crazy, but it is what it is. But she said that she promised to use that money to help other people who face an eviction out. I don't know about that. Yeah, you know how they say that, right?
Hmm.
All right. Also, too, Nicki Minaj, her husband is facing serious consequences after it's been reported Nicki Minaj's husband is they want him to be registered as a sex offender, but he refuses to be named a sex offender.
Well, you are
Uh,
one.
but he don't want to be one. He wants to be removed as a sex offender.
You can't never be removing no damn sex offender once you do a sex offending crime.
And I mean, and you said it stems from him from his past, right?
Yeah, from his past, allegedly he R word
Okay.
a girl. That
He raped a
the
woman.
victim. Ken, you gonna be on YouTube? You gotta say the R word.
Okay. Okay. He
So
allegedly
R word a woman.
R huh?
Yeah, and now the victim is suing him and Nicki Minaj for
Oh,
defamation because they've been trying to harass her to make her recount her story.
oh
But
man.
if it happened, it happened. If he
But they
did that,
said,
he did it.
yeah. But they saying now that him and Nicki Minaj are trying to pay the victim to change their story reportedly.
Hmm.
So, and then the victim said that they ain't gonna change their story. So it's a matter. It's just be only a matter of time, right?
Hmm. See
Okay.
how that goes. Nicki Minaj just need to leave him altogether. Get Papa Bear, get one more baby, and leave his ass. Cause he ain't got shit. He ain't doing it but living and relying off of her.
And that's how it be sometimes.
Yeah, but at least she could have found her a man that had, instead of going with him, she could have found someone that's on her level in a way.
Who you talking about, like Drake or somebody?
Nah, Drake is for me a whore. We're not talking about Drake. We're not talking about I'm talking about anybody, child. She could have dated anybody in the music industry, any industry that had, business interest, somebody that was of her caliber and status, child. She should
Okay.
have left him at the streets, in the streets.
Okay. Right. And finally, we know that another person who was a whore in his day and still do, R. Kelly. R. Kelly, facing his trial, trying to get out. R. Kelly, facing the music. He had a lot going on, like with allegedly raping young girls and boys, and I mean, someone said something about R. Kelly like that. Someone being in a fantasy suit or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But the real kicker of the story is R. Kelly and Jane Doe number one. Been people reporting Jane Doe number one is singer Aaliyah, and saying that Aaliyah and R. Kelly had their little secretive marriage, and Leah was pregnant with R. Kelly's baby, but she
Mm-hmm.
had to. Yeah, they said Jane Doe number one is no longer with us. She's dead. So that's what a lot of people point to Aaliyah, because
Oh,
Leah was kind of
yeah.
close and tied with R. Kelly
Mm-hmm.
during her
Damn.
song with "Age Ain't Nothing But a Number." That's the song, right?
Oh,
Age ain't nothing.
yeah. Age ain't number no.
Yeah. But, so R. Kelly now could be facing the possibility of being sentenced down the road. What's your thoughts on R. Kelly and his this drama going on?
I mean, I feel like all his wrongdoing, everything he done is coming back on him. And he's seeing, to me, I think he's seeing like, damn, I was living the best life. I was staying in Trump suites. I had all this money. I had two living girlfriends. You know, it felt like he was invincible. You know what I'm saying? But his
Yep.
world came crashing down because for so long he's had been, it's a Me Too movement. R. Kelly been mistreating women.
Okay.
So he get what he basically getting his karma back for what he done to others for so long.
But do you think some of the women that was groupies now, when they were doing Survivor R. Kelly, some of them admit they was groupies.
Ooh,
You, you remember
yeah,
that?
yeah. I remember some of them was saying that some of them were older women going to his concerts and stuff.
And some of the younger women too.
Yeah, it's a mess. And then I heard
Yeah.
too that they saw R. Kelly probably had herpes and all that stuff. I was like, what?
Oh my God,
And
man,
something
this is
on top
crazy.
of another.
Yeah, that is crazy. But it is what it is. All right, and I guess we got one more story. Um, Snoop Dogg, Lala Anthony, and some other lady gonna be in the 50 Cent Little Stars show called Black Family Mafia. Talks about what's going on with the culture back in Detroit, and Snoop Dogg and 50 Cent and all of them. They saying it's a real life story.
Okay.
So Lala back on Stars again.
Yeah, I'm not getting to it.
All right, that's gonna do it for this week's edition of Connect Now. So for Brittany Shay, I've been your host Kendrick Dick saying so long, and we'll see you next time for another edition of Connect Now. See you later.
Peace.